Okay, so as I just mentioned, we're going to cover our four biggest products that all of our agents use today, and that's how to order a photo shoot, how to make a virtual tour, how to blast out an e-flyer, and then how to make some print material. Okay, so right now we are logged into my account, and I know this because it says I'm on my dashboard and it's got my name. Now, everybody who has a Realtor account has the same dashboard. So whether you're a sales rep or an agent or even a photographer, when you log into your Realtor account, you're going to land on this page. So everyone's got the same buttons, the same drop-down menus, same way to access your account, shopping cart, check out prices, check statistics, or if you need help, we have an online live chat line. So you can always click here and get help if you need it, okay? So everyone's got the exact same dashboard. All right, so to get started, let's go with photo shoots. Now, I always say to any of our agents, it's really, really worth your while to invest in a professional photo shoot for your listing. Even if it's a small listing, it doesn't matter. All of our photographers offer basic packages. I think they're about $120, and that gives you 20 to 30 professional, beautiful photographs that you then get to use in all of your marketing materials. So I always say to people, no matter how small the listing, I believe it's really worth it to invest in a professional photo shoot because everything is visual. I mean, everything's digital, everything's online. Most people, when they first hear about your listing, they're online and they want to look at photographs. And if you have really good photographs, they're more likely to go further. So let's say that you're a real estate agent and you just got a listing and the first thing you want to do is book that photo shoot. So you're going to log into your Realtor account and on your dashboard, you're going to click on photo shoots. Okay. The next page that we land on is our listings page, and this is going to be the same for any product you order. Whether you're doing a photo shoot, a virtual tour, an e-flyer, it doesn't matter. You always land on the listing page. Now, I have a lot of listings set up in my account, and these are all just fake listings that I use for testing and doing demos and stuff. But your listings are always going to be divided into two categories. The listings over here are the ones that already have the product. So we're in photography right now. These two listings I have already ordered a photo shoot for in the past. But that's okay. I can still order another photo shoot. Maybe, there are all kinds of scenarios. Maybe the house, has been on the market for a few months, so the owners have done some renovations or they've done some landscaping and they want the photographer to come back and do an additional 10 photographs that they can then add to their tour. Some kind of situation like that might happen, in which case you would use an existing listing. Over here in the middle, these are all of your listings that you've already created in your account. Maybe you created them months ago, doesn't matter, they will always be here. These listings are the ones that do not have the product. So these listings do not have professional photography. So maybe I created this listing a few weeks ago because I wanted to get started or I wanted to do an e-flyer or I wanted to make a virtual tour. I was just using my own photography. And when I looked at the finished product, I was like, oh, these pictures I took on my iPhone are not great. So maybe I should book a photo shoot. Same thing, you can click on select and go in and order your photo shoot. A lot of people are going to start off their marketing efforts with the photo shoot, which means when they come to this page, they're not going to have a listing set up at all. So they won't have a listing already in here. They're going to have to come over and click on create listing. Totally fine. So create a listing. The next page we land on, we call our property details page. This is where you're going to fill in all of the details and information about the property. Now there's a lot of fields here, right? You do not have to fill in all of these fields right now. Okay, you can always come back to this page later and you'll see that as we go through the products. But just to order your photo shoot, you only need to fill in these required fields, the ones that are underlined in green. Basically, it's just the address because the photographer needs to know where to go. So let's do this. Let's just make up an address. Let's just call this 123 Tuesday Street. Okay, and let's just say that we are in Austin, in Texas, and then here's my zip code. Okay, as soon as I've done that, I'm going to get a little pop-up asking me if I want to put my listing onto House Hunt. Now, House Hunt is just a little free marketing tool that we've made. Basically, it's a Google map that will showcase all of your listings. So you can use that if you want. I can explain that later. Right now, I'm going to click no because I'm making a fake listing and I don't want my fake listing out there on the internet. Okay, so I filled in my 4 required fields and I get a create listing button. Click on that. It's going to bring me to the next page. And you'll have to bear with me. There's always a bit of a delay when we're on a webinar. Okay, the next page is going to show me all of the available photographers who service the zip code of the listing I just created. Okay, so if I scroll down, I believe there's 5 different photographers who will service this area. Now you can go through each photographer and you can click on their portfolio, right, and watch their portfolio. You can click on their pricing. You get a little pop-up window that will show you the packages that this particular photographer offers and his prices. Okay, you can scroll down and see, okay, oh, he does aerials. Oh, does he do videos? He does some a la carte stuff, so on and so forth. You can go through each of them, look at their portfolios, look at their pricing, look at their availability, right? This will show you whether they're available or not. And then you can choose which one you want. And you might, I mean, a lot of our agents, once they get going, will use the same photographer over and over again, or someone might recommend a photographer for you, or you just need a photo shoot on a certain date, and this one photographer is available. For today's session, let's just go with David. He's one of our most popular photographers, okay? So let's say I want to book David. Maybe someone recommended him to me. Maybe I know him. Either way, I'm going to go with David, and I see that he's open Friday. Great, I want to get this done really soon. So all I need to do is click on the day I want, and then it brings me into the actual ordering form. So these are the photo shoots that David offers. Now, one thing we should know is that our photographers are contract freelance photographers. They work for themselves. They are affiliated with us, but they are not direct employees of Realtor. So we do not tell them what packages they can offer and what prices they have to use. They do all of that on their own. Now, having said that, they all know each other and they all work, they all work within Austin and such. So, I mean, they'll have very similar packaging and very similar prices, right? Because they're all kind of competing against each other. So David has his packages set up in terms of size of housing. So let's say I've just got a small listing. My house is about 2,000 square feet. For 25 photos, it's only $125. And you know what, like I said, when you book a photo shoot, it doesn't have to be a huge production. If you just have a small listing, but you still want good photography, you can go with just the basic package. You could also go with something bigger. He does twilight shoots at night. He has packages that have, aerials and twilights combined. I think he does videos. There we go, video walkthrough. He's got a bunch of extra goodies that he does. But basically, let's just say that for today's session, I just want a basic photo shoot. All you have to do is find the one you want and just tick on it, okay? So I've selected this one, scroll down to the bottom, and I can continue to the next page. Okay, next page, all I'm going to do here is give David any kind of information or instructions that he might need to access the property. So I've got 3 options. If there is a lockbox key or a CBS code, I can enter that here and it will go to David. Or maybe David's going to meet me at the property. Here's my phone number if he wants to contact me. Or maybe I'm not going to be there, but the owner will, in which case I can tick this and put the owner's name and their phone number, and then David can meet the owner. I also have a little text box over here where I can enter any special instructions. Like, for example, the owner of the house really wants you to do some pictures of the gardens and the landscaping, or there's a dog in the yard, so, be careful, or please phone the owner 15 minutes before you come. Any kind of instructions you want to give David, you can do that right here, okay? That's all you do on this page. When you're done, add to cart. Okay, now I'm in my shopping cart. So I get a little recap of what I've ordered. Here's my address, 123 Tuesday Street. I've booked my shoot for Friday, December 1st. I've ordered the small package for $125. And look down here, Platinum Virtual Tour, $0. This is one more major incentive to get your agents to book a photo shoot. Because with any photo shoot booking, even if it's the cheapest one available, they automatically get a free Platinum Virtual Tour. And the value of that is $30. So right there, you've just saved yourself $30 to get our best tour by ordering a professional photo shoot, and the images in the tour are going to be beautiful because you're getting them from a professional photographer. The other great thing about ordering a photo shoot from us, we've built an entire back-end system so that our photographers, once they've done the photo shoot, can upload the images into your account, you the agent, and they create the virtual tour for you. Because for years, we've had to deal with, agents don't know how to get the photographs from the photographer. A lot of agents don't understand how to go into Dropbox and download a bunch of photographs, or they'll get a zip file and they don't know how to unzip it. And then where do they put where do they save the files? It can be really complicated for people. So we've made that really easy. Once this photo shoot is booked, David gets an email with all the order details, okay, everything he needs. He'll have the agent's contact information, so on and so forth. The agent will also get an email with all the order details. David will go out and do the photo shoot. Once he's finished the photo shoot, he will log into his Realtor account, and he has a special back end where he can go in, upload all of the images, create a virtual tour, and it all goes into the agent who booked it. It all goes into their account, at which point they get an email from us saying, whatever, hi, Bob, your photo shoot is done, your virtual tour is complete. Click here to download the pictures or watch the video, or you can log into your Realtor account, go into virtual tours and see for yourself. And that's what we're going to do next. So that is how easy it is. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So I missed it. They get this Platinum virtual tour with any package they order through your photographer?
Yes, any photo shoot. It can be the cheapest photo shoot that we have. It doesn't matter. You will always get a free Platinum virtual tour.
Okay, but obviously if they upload their own photos, then they have to create the virtual tour themselves.
Exactly, and that's another thing I'll mention as well. You do not have to use our professional photographers. If you have your own pictures that you've taken yourself, or if you have a photographer that you use, it doesn't matter. You can upload your own pictures, your photographer's pictures into your account, and I'll show you how to do that when we do our virtual tour. So you can book through us, or you can have your own stuff. You can still use all of our products with your own photographs. Okay, so what I'm going to do is anytime you have something in your shopping cart that you don't want, you can just delete it. So I'm going to delete this so we don't accidentally book a photo shoot with David, which will confuse him for sure. Okay, I'm going to go back to my dashboard. All right, so I've just booked my photo shoot. Now I'm going to go in and make my virtual tour, okay? So I'm going to click on the virtual tour button. Yet again, the first page I come to shows all of my listings, and they're divided into two groups. These are all the listings that exist in my account that already have published, paid for, completed virtual tours, okay? So I have a whole bunch of them in here. Now I can go in and check these statistics for them to see how many people have watched my tour. I can edit my tour. Maybe the price has changed, or maybe I've got some new pictures. Maybe I want to add some captions. At any time, I can go in and edit the tour. Or if my property has sold, I can always set this listing to inactive, which will just move it to my inactive listings page, and it will clear it out of here. It doesn't delete it out of my account. It sits in my inactive listings in case I ever want to go back and take a look at it, okay? So all of your listings will always be saved in your account for as long as you want them to be. If you ever want to delete something, you have to manually delete things. We don't do it for you. Or, as a surprise, you go in to find something, uh-oh, we've randomly deleted some of your listings. That will never happen. You have to manually do it. If you want to get rid of a listing, you can delete it. Okay, over here in this column, these are listings that I have created, but I have not made a virtual tour. My tour might be in progress, like this one, but I haven't finished it or paid for it or published it. This is the one we just did, the 123 Tuesday Street. We ordered a photo shoot for that. So it says that it's waiting for images, right? Because it's waiting for the photo shoot to go ahead and be completed. Once that's done, David will upload my pictures, create my tour, and then this one will show up over here in this column. And if I'm starting from scratch and I'm not going to order a photo shoot, I can create the listing right here. So if the first product I'm going to make for this listing is a virtual tour, because I already have my own pictures, I can just click on Create Listing and go through the process, same as I just did for photo shoot. Now for today's session, to save us a bit of time, I'm going to use one of my listings that already has all the content, okay? So I'm going to use my 123 Anywhere Avenue, and I'm just going to click on Edit Tour so that I can get into the back end of the tour. Okay, I'm now in the back end of the virtual tour. This page probably looks familiar. Remember when I created the listing for the photo shoot? This was the property details page. I only filled in these 4 fields, but this is what this page will look like when you fill in all of the fields. And I've got a picture uploaded, and I've got a little property description paragraph describing my listing. So this is what it looks like when it's fully populated. If you ever need to make changes in here, it's no problem. You can come in here at any time. Maybe your listing's been on the market for a month and the owner says, you know what, let's drop the price. You can come in, just click in any of these fields, they're active. Maybe they want to drop it down to 450. Okay, just type it in, click away, now it's at 450. And it doesn't matter if your tour is already published and out there on the MLS, on Realtor.com, maybe you've got it on your website. The minute I change this to 450, if someone watches my tour right now, they're going to see the most recent version because the tour is saved in your Realtor account. Anytime you make a change in your Realtor account, the tour is updated automatically, and whoever watches it will always see the most recent version. So editing your tour is super easy, okay? So when we are in the back end of any of our products, we have a navigation bar that usually just sits up here across the top of the page. And we do it like this so that you can jump around and you can go page after page, step after step, or you can skip over steps if you want to skip some. Because a lot of these features right here, as you'll see as we go through, are totally optional. They are not things that you have to do. If you don't want a floor plan, you don't want a flyer, you don't want to do SEO, you can just fill in your property details, get your photos, and you can jump right to the end. Look at, watch your proof, that kind of thing, okay? For today's session, we're going to go through all of them. But the reason we've done it like this, as I mentioned, is just so you can skip ahead, you can jump back easily. You don't have to go next, 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 back, back, back through all these pages. You can just jump around. Okay, property details page is good to go. We filled in all the information. Next, let's go to photos. Now, if I had ordered a professional photo shoot, all of my photos would be sitting in here for me, okay? I wouldn't have to upload them. But as I mentioned, if you have your own photos, you can upload your own photos into here. Now you'll notice I've got a photos tab, a panos tab, video, Matterport tours, walkthrough floor plans, and then my own headshots and logos, okay? These are all the different kinds of media that you can have in your tour. Photos just means regular photography, okay? If I have my own photos, I can upload them by clicking on Upload Images, okay? And then I navigate to wherever I have these images saved on my own computer. Now on my desktop, I have a folder called Images, and I just keep all my images here. So an agent might have, in their documents, they might have a folder of images for every individual property, no problem. You can select one at a time if you want, or you can select a whole bunch. Right? So if I want to upload all of these all at once, I just select them all and hit go. I'm not going to do that today because it'll just take too long. I'll just pick one picture and hit go, and then we can watch it upload down here. Oh, I think I uploaded this one already. That's okay. I just want you guys to see that you can upload individual pictures or a bunch. Once you've uploaded it, it will show down here as the last picture that you've just uploaded. Now, if you want to download the pictures, and that could happen if a professional photographer does your photography for you. All of your pictures are saved in your Realtor account, but you might want to download all of these pictures so that you can save them onto your own computer. You might want to send them to the client, right? You might want to use them in other marketing material outside of Realtor. So you want to download all these pictures so you can save them. You can do that by clicking on Download Images. And you have 5 different sizes that you can download them at, okay? Some people have to download them at a specific size for the MLS files. I know some states and some cities are different, and you have to download medium, or you can download large. You might just want to download them at full size so you can use them in marketing material. That's entirely up to you. So you can download them at whatever size you want, and then you'll also have them saved on your own computer, okay?
And these are the professional photographers?
These ones right here.
Professional photographers' pictures?
Yeah, these ones right here are, but you can also upload your own
Right.
pictures into here as well. If you
Correct.
had your own, you would upload them and they would appear the same as these. Little thumbnails that you
But I
can
didn't-
mouse over.
That's new, isn't it, Janet, to download the pictures that the photographer that took for you?
No, it's always been here.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
And also when the photographer does the photo shoot, when it's finished, you'll get an email and there's also a download link in that email. So you can download them from the email as well, or you can come into your Realtor account, go into your virtual tour and download them from here. So either way, there's lots of different ways to do it. Yeah, okay. So another thing I should mention, the order that the pictures are right here is the order they will play in your tour. So if you want to start with this picture and then the front foyer and then the living room and so on and so forth, great, no problem. But if you want to change the order, just click and see how I'm moving this around. I can just click on it and move it. Maybe I want this one to be here, and then I just let go, right? So you just click, move it around, and let go. It's super easy. If there's something in here that you don't want, see there's a little delete button. I could just delete this picture altogether and get rid of it if I don't want it in my tour. Okay? It's no problem. Sometimes people will take pictures on their phones and they'll upload them and they'll be sideways. If you need to rotate your picture, you can click on rotate as well, and it'll rotate it so that it's facing the right direction. Also, if you just want to download one picture, there's a little download function on each thumbnail, so you can just download an individual picture, because this download feature down here will download all of these images and put them into a zipped folder for you. Okay, so you can do that as well. All right, one more thing on this page. Each picture has a little link that says add or edit caption. If I click on this, I get a little pop-up window called the caption text editor. If I want to add captions to my pictures, I can type them in here. So I might say, you know, lovely home on tree-lined street. Now you're not going to want to type an entire paragraph of text because each picture only displays in the virtual tour for a few seconds, right? So you just want to type something little that maybe you just want to point out, a little shout out to a special feature or something. So you can type that right in here, and you can choose from these different fonts if you want. Okay, type it in, and then you can move to the next image. Add a caption here if you want. Next image. You do not have to add captions, okay? It's just an option if you want to do it. You do not have to have captions on every picture. If you just want to have a couple captions on a few random pictures, you can do that as well. So you can jump around either by going next or previous, or you can close this and just click on an individual picture and grab it by clicking on the Add Edit Caption link. That's all you need to do on your Photos tab. The Panos tab, these are for the panorama pictures that are the full 360 view of a property. Now, chances are you're not going to have these yourself. You will have ordered these from a professional photographer. So if you have panos, they'll be uploaded here, and you can set it to show full 360. Or if you only want it to go part way, you can set this to show a 180. Most people will have it at 360 because when they display in the tour, they spin around and it's kind of neat. You can see the whole room in a 360 view, or the yard, the front yard, backyard. So that's where the panos are. If you have a video, you can upload your video files here, and you can have 5 different video files. Most people don't have videos, but if you've hired a photographer to do a video, or if you've done one yourself, because you can take a video on your phone, or maybe you have a video of yourself as a little introductory thing or something, you know, hi, I'm a great agent, whatever, you can have that in here as well. Matterport tours, a few of our photographers are now offering Matterport tours, or you might have a Matterport tour from another company that you had done for you. Either way, all you need to do to have it show on your virtual tour is copy and paste the code that comes with your Matterport tour right in here, and it will embed it into your tour. Okay?
Jana, Jana, what's a Matterport?
Okay, I'll show you when we go into one of my virtual tours. Actually, this one has a Matterport, so I'll show you. Basically, it's a 3D tour of the property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll show you a little sample of one. Floor plans. If you happen to have a JPEG or a PDF of a floor plan for this property and you want to upload it, you can upload it right here and have it show up here. A lot of people don't have floor plans, so you don't have to do this. Again, it's just optional. And then again, you have your own headshots and your own logos. And I've got a whole bunch of headshots, and I've uploaded a whole bunch of logos just for testing purposes. But your headshots and logos will show in here as well. Okay, so that is the Photos tab. Don't worry, a lot of these tabs they get easier. These are the most complicated ones. Map. You do not have to do anything on the map page, okay? Basically, we are just showing you a Google map with a pin marking where your property is. All you need to do on this page is just double check and make sure that this pin is in the right location, my 123 Anywhere Avenue in Austin. If it's not in the right location, and sometimes Google gets it a little wrong, you know, like sometimes they're a block away from where it should be, or it's a brand new subdivision or something and they don't quite have it mapped out, you can just click on the little marker and move it to where it should be. Maybe it should be over here, and then let go. That's it, you're done. Okay?
Cool.
Yeah, super easy. That's all you had to do. Okay? Floor plans. Again, floor plans, as I mentioned, is totally optional. If you don't have any floor plans for this property, just move on to the next step. But if you want to use your floor plans, remember back on the photos page, I had uploaded 2 JPEGs of floor plans. So here's one, here's the second one, okay? If I want to illustrate the floor plan, I can. Here are all of my pictures. If I want to bring my floor plan to life, I can click on these little thumbnails and drag and drop them over to the appropriate spaces. Like here's the front foyer right there. Here is the dining room right here. Here's a bedroom. Let's put that in the bedroom. Here's a bathroom. Let's put that in the bathroom. As I've dragged them over, they turn into little camera icons. If I click on the camera icon, I get a nice pop-up of the actual image. Okay, so
Awesome.
if you want, you can just have the floor plan plain as it is, no problem. But if you want to illustrate it, you can drag and drop your pictures over so that when someone's looking at your tour, they can go, oh, neat, there's the bathroom, and then click on it and they'll get to see what the bathroom looks like. Okay, so that's how you do floor plans. Super, super easy if you want to do it. Next up is flyer. So you can make print materials in our system and e-flyers in our system. Now, if you've already gone ahead and made an e-flyer or a piece of print material for this listing that we're working on, it will show up in here, okay? Now, a lot of people are going to start with their virtual tour. So when they get to flyer, there's nothing in here. It's empty because they haven't done their flyer yet. That's okay. You can go through the whole system, finish your tour, then you can go back, make a flyer, come back into your tour, at which point your flyer will be sitting here. If you want to associate or link a flyer to your tour, you can just pick the one you want. I've got a bunch in here, right? Because it's a test listing. This is the one I want to associate with this tour. I just drag and drop it over here. Now when someone is watching my tour, they'll be able to click on this flyer and download a PDF of it if they want to. Okay? That's all you do on the flyer page. If you don't want to associate or link a flyer to your tour, just skip this session, right? Just move this back over here, or sorry, delete it out of here, and it's gone. Now there'll be no flyer associated.
Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So if they create this and there's no flyer in here yet, when they go back and create the flyer, it will automatically calculate to where it's here, but they have to go back in and then drag it to print material.
Yes, because a lot of our
Okay.
clients will have multiple pieces of print material or e-flyers, and we don't want to randomly choose which one. Like for me, for example, I've got, look at all these different flyers and pieces of print material. I've got postcards in here. I've got one-sided flyers, two-sided flyers, all kinds of stuff. So we don't want to assume if there's just one in here, it would be easy, but a lot of our clients will have several. So we don't want to choose which one is associated for the tour because we're not sure which one you might want to have. So you come in and you pick the one you want and you drag and drop it over.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the flyer. Next up is branding. So there's a little bit of branding you can do for your tour, not too much, but there's a little bit. Basically, you can change the color of the actual player. So this one's black. These are all my different color options. I could click on gray, and then it'll refresh my tour right here so I can see what it looks like. Choose blue. Maybe I want to choose one that best shows off the pictures, or I want to show one that best shows off my, my logo, maybe my headshot, that kind of thing, okay? So you can choose between these different colors. I can have one agent or two agents. Now, most people only ever have one agent, but once in a while we get people who work with a partner and they want to show two agents, okay? Every time I make a change, it's going to refresh my tour here. So now I can see two agents. Here are headshots. If I want to change my headshot, I can just click on Change Headshot. And these are all the headshots that I've already uploaded into my account. Maybe I want to use this headshot instead. Okay? Same with logo. If I want to use a different logo, maybe, whatever, I can change my logo. This will always refresh, so I can always see my changes. If I need to change my name and phone number, all that kind of stuff, I can do that in here. One thing I should mention to you guys, and I should have mentioned it when we were back on the property details. I'm going to jump back to property details. I always say to people, take the time to fill in the property details. Now, if you're ordering a photo shoot and you've only got 5 minutes, you don't have to do it at that point. But when you get to the point where you're doing your virtual tour or e-flyer, fill in all of these pieces because it will save you time later. Okay, this information will auto-populate into the tour, into your e-flyer, into all kinds of places, so you don't have to type it in manually every time. It's just a huge time saver. I should have mentioned that when we were back here, but as you can see on the branding page, all of this information is auto-populated. My name and phone number and email address is auto-populated on this page because when I first created my account, I filled it all in here on my account. okay? So that is something that you're also going to want to make sure that your agents do. When they first create their Realtor accounts, take the time to fill in the contact information, upload a headshot, upload a logo, because it will save you so much time down the road. As you can see, all my stuff is uploaded here, right? But I can still, these are still active. These little text fields, I can always click in here and change something. You know, maybe I want a different phone number for this specific listing. I want them to contact me on a different number. It doesn't matter. I can change it in here for the tour. It won't change what I've got back here in my account. Okay? So let's just go back to one agent because this is going to be the most common case scenario here. That's all you do on the branding page. Choose a color, make sure you've got the right headshot logo and the right contact information. Next up is SEO. People are getting more and more familiar with SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. Now, again, this is an optional feature, but really it only takes 5 minutes to do it, and it could make all the difference in someone finding your tour and your listing if they're doing an internet search for a property. So on this page, just to make your life easier, we've taken the text right here from your listing description, and we got that because it was back here on your property details page. So we've just taken the text from here, dumped it in here, and then we're asking you to put in some keywords that describe the listing in here. If you can't think of any keywords, you can take them out of the property description, right? But a real estate agent should be able to come up with some keywords. They could be anything like, 4-bedroom, downtown, patio, near schools, right? Just some keywords so that if someone goes to Google and searches for a 4-bedroom house downtown with a patio, the chances of your stuff showing up in the first result on that Google results page are much better if you have some SEO keywords associated with your tour. Update your keywords so it saves them. Okay, there you go. You're good to go. Super easy, and really it can make all the difference, so it's worth it to take a minute to do it. Next up is music. Anybody who's ever watched a virtual tour can probably tell you that having some nice background music kind of elevates the experience. I've sat through virtual tours that are just silent, and sometimes it's kind of boring. So it can be nice to just have some background music. We have all these different selections to choose from. If you want to listen to them, you just click on play and it will start to play. Now you won't be able to hear this because I have a headset on, but I can hear it right now. If I'm done listening to that one, I can listen to this one. You can go through all of them, find the one you want. When you find the one you want, just tick next to it. And now this little background music, a little track will play in the background of your tour. If you don't want music, just tick no music. You don't have to have music. It's just something that I recommend because I've sat through tours without it. And I don't know, I think it's a nicer feature to have some music. So let's pick this one. That's all you do for the music page. Super, super easy. Guess what? We are at the proof page. Hurrah! So keep in mind, we have been in the back end of the tour this whole time. Now we're going to watch the proof, which will show us the front end, which is what people will see. And this is our chance to go through and just watch the tour, double check things, make sure everything works, make sure the pictures are in the right order, make sure I don't have any spelling mistakes in my captions, check my, my contact information, all that stuff. You want to watch your proof, just click play. And we do this in a little pop-up window so that you haven't left anywhere. You haven't left the back end. Okay, you're still here. This is just a pop-up window. And we can watch the actual virtual tour. So I can sit here and watch the whole thing, make sure it's all good to go, make sure my pictures are in the right order, so on and so forth. I can stop the tour at any time and then go through each of my little buttons. These were the things I set up in the back end. So property details, if I click on that, this is what it looks like in the tour. This is all the same information that was in the back end, but it's presented a little differently in the front end. Here's my contact information, all good. If I had a video, I can click here and it will play. My floor plans, here are my floor plans. I can click on my little camera. There it shows a picture, right? So I can do my floor plans. Oh, my flyer. Remember I set up a flyer? So here's my flyer. So someone can download a PDF of this flyer if they want to. See if my 3D, this is a Matterport. So this is what it's, they call them 3D. If I click play, it will play my 3D Matterport right here in my tour. Oh, it might be slow loading because we're on webinar. Oh no, here we go. So I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before. You go inside and it's like being inside the house, right? It's pretty cool. And then to
Wow.
navigate,
Oh yeah, I have seen it with the round
yeah,
circles.
right. To navigate, I just click on these little circles and it brings me into different rooms and I can spin around all the rooms. It's like being in the house. They're really
And then
amazing.
where do they get that from?
So a lot of our photographers do these. So you would order it in your photo shoot. As
Gotcha.
it would be like, yeah, it'd be like a photo shoot. So you would hire the photographer, they would go out and they would do a photo shoot of the whole house. And if you paid for them to do a Matterport tour as well, they would do a Matterport tour. And then they would send you all the files and you would have this in your actual virtual tour, which is pretty cool. You don't even have to go to the open house. Or at least it gives you a better idea if you're house shopping of like, wow, this house is amazing. And then you can just exit out of Matterport and you're right back in the tour. Okay? And then, of course, we have our contact page at the end. You didn't have to do anything to set this up. We do a lot of this stuff on our own. So here, the contact page, here's all my information, someone who's watched the tour can send you some feedback. Hi, Jana, love the house, can you send me more information? I can fill in a little questionnaire. I can also request a showing. Maybe I want to go and see this house and I want to see it on Friday, so I can tick my date. I can fill in my name, email. Hi, Jana, can we go and tour the house on Friday? Friday afternoon, hit submit, and then I will get an email from this person who just filled this in, so on and so forth, okay? So this is us just doing a proof. If we have noticed any mistakes and we want to fix something, I'm just in a pop-up. I close my pop-up and I'm back where I was before in the back end of the tour. Maybe I need to change the order of the picture, so I jump back, I use the navigation bar, I jump back to photos, and I really hate this picture. It just doesn't do anything for me. I'm going to delete that picture. Yes, I want to delete it. Now it's gone from the tour, and I really want to change the order of these. And I think I do want to add a caption. See what I mean? You can come back in here, make all your changes, then go back to the proof, watch the tour again, make sure it's good to go, so on and so forth. So it's really, really easy to jump around on the back end, check your proof, so on and so forth. Okay? Let's say we're done. Our tour is awesome. It's never looked better. Everything's perfect. It's good to go. Last up is links. Okay? The links page is where you're going to get any links you need to send your tour where it needs to be. So one thing that people need to understand, right now your tour is only live in your Real Tour account. So I can watch the tour. It looks like it's on the internet, but it's not. It's just in your Real Tour account. It's nowhere out there. To get your tour onto the MLS or onto Realtor.com or even into your own website, you need to do that manually. Okay? So to do that, the first tab on the links page is just called links. These are the links that you will click on to watch the tour. If I click on this link right now, the tour is going to pop up and play, okay? And I have a branded version of the tour and an unbranded. When I'm ready to put this on the MLS, I can copy this link, either branded or unbranded, depending on what your MLS requirements are, and I can paste it into my MLS account. That's how you get your links and your tour into your MLS, okay? And this is also embed code for my tour. If I wanted to, if I have my own website, I can copy this link and send it to my web developer, and he or she can put it into my website for me as well. So we give you all these different links for you to do with whatever you want with your tour, okay? Realtor.com, if you want to put this virtual tour into Realtor.com, all you need to do is enter the MLS number and send the link. Okay, it'll say 24 hours, but usually it's faster than that. Usually within an hour or two, your property, your virtual tour will be linked into your Realtor.com account. Domain name. This is optional and it does cost extra. So right now, if I go back to links, this is the domain name of my tour, right? It's got a lot of junk in it. Most people don't really care, right? Because you don't often even see or people don't even notice the URL. But if you don't like the look of this URL, you can go into domain name and purchase a special one. So for example, maybe you want to purchase, something that actually says TuesdayStreet.com. Okay, that's what I want it to look like. Now I can check that and see if it's available. It's not available. So I need to try again and type in something else. I can keep trying options until I get one that is available and one I'm happy with. And if I'm good to go, then a little button will show up, add to my shopping cart, and I can add that to my shopping cart and pay an extra $20. But then I can use this URL for my tour instead of this big junky one here. Honestly, most people don't bother with a domain name because it's an extra 20 bucks. And as I said, most people don't really care because they're just clicking on a link. Often when you're on the MLS, there'll be a button that says view tour, which you just click on that to play the tour. They don't ever see the long link. So this is something, if you want to do it, totally optional. QR codes. For every single virtual tour that we create, we also create a QR code that you can use free of charge if you want to. You can download a JPEG of this QR code and send it to whoever you need to send it to. Maybe you've got a graphic designer making some flyers for you and you want to put that QR code into the flyer so that people can have a print copy of it at an open house, scan the QR code and watch the tour on their phone or wherever. Maybe you've got some signage being made for the property and you want that QR code on the signage. You can always access the QR code right here. Facebook. We're now making it easier for people to send their tours to their Facebook accounts, okay? So there's a couple things you will need to do. You'll need to have a page for your listings, right? So when you come in here for the first time, I went in and I made a new page. I just called it Real Tour Testing. You would probably have one called My Listings, My Real Estate Listings, that kind of thing, right? If you want your stuff to be on Facebook and you want to do it through the back end of your Realtor account, when you get to this page, here is my property description that came from my property details page, all good. I can create a post just by clicking here. Oh, it might be too slow for webinar. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to view my post. This is one I did earlier. So this is what it will look like when it's on Facebook. So here's my property description. It's taken my first picture and I can click on this and watch a link to my tour, okay? So I had already gone in and made a page for my Real Tour listings. So agents will probably want to go in because you're probably not going to want to showcase these with your personal Facebook account, although maybe you will. It depends how you do your business, but a lot of agents will set up a separate page, which you can do back here, create your page, create your post.
But
That's what it will look like.
Gianna,
Mm-hmm.
Gianna, a lot of agents already they have their personal page, but they've also created a business page. Can they use that same business page here, or they have to create an additional one?
No, I think you can use that here. When you create your post, it'll go to Facebook and ask you which page you want it to be on. And you can select the page,
Gotcha.
your business one, and then it will post this to that page.
Okay.
Yeah, super easy. Just like with YouTube, okay? So we can also post all of your virtual tours onto YouTube. Now, I've already done this before, so when I come in here, here's my virtual tour video, right? I can watch it on YouTube. I can download a video of my virtual tour. If you're coming here for the first time, you're just going to have a little button that says authorize. Basically, you need to authorize Realtor to send your videos to YouTube on your behalf. It's like a permissions thing. When you do that, you'll go through a process and YouTube will say, well, which channel do you want these tours? And if you already have a YouTube channel set up, you can select that. If you don't have a YouTube channel, you can just use the Realtor YouTube channel. It doesn't matter. We'll host your videos as well. Okay, but I've already done that, so mine just says reset authorization. If I wanted to reauthorize it to go to a different channel, I can do that. Either way, you can very easily send your virtual tours up to YouTube. House Hunt. I don't know if you guys remember in the beginning, I said no to House Hunt. House Hunt is just a simple Google map. Actually, I'll click on this so we can see if I can get this to work today. It's just a Google map that we've made as a marketing tool for agents to use. So this, you can see the background, big Google map, and it's going to show all of my listings. Okay, so if I ever want to send a link to this, now as you can see, I don't really have many listings because I'm not a real estate agent, but a proper real estate agent might have, 5 to 10 real estate listings. They might want to send this link to a client to say, hey, well, you've looked at one of my virtual tours. Why don't you look at all my listings, right? If I mouse over, there's 4 in Austin. Here's some information about each one. I can click on these and it'll zoom me in closer. Ah, look, here's each individual listing. I can watch the tour. I can get more details. I can go into Street View and look at that kind of thing. So you get the idea. It's really just a little branding and marketing tool that agents can use and send it out to people. And it's totally free as well. Let me just go back. So that was the link for your house hunt. Matterport, as you guys just saw, here's the Matterport tour I just showed you. So if I had hired someone, a photographer or someone to do a Matterport tour for me, remember back on the photos page, I could click on the Matterport tab and paste the code. When you do a Matterport tour, code comes with it. Your photographer will either put the code in here for you, or they will send you the code if they're not a real tour photographer, and you can paste it in here, okay? And then it will show in your tour. But this is also another place where you can access the Matterport. Maybe your client doesn't want to watch the entire virtual tour. They want actually a link to just the Matterport part of it, right? So you could copy the link here and email it to your client and say, hey, Bob, check out this cool Matterport of the house. Doesn't that look amazing? You don't have to have it embedded in the virtual tour just to watch it. You can also just click here and watch it, send them just the link without the virtual tour as well. Last is statistics. So every Monday, we send our agents their statistics for all of their listings so they can check and see how many people have watched their virtual tour, or how many people have watched or opened their e-flyer or clicked on it or forwarded it to someone else, right? If you want, you will automatically get that every Monday, but if you want to share that statistics report with your client, right here you can enter their name, their email address, and add them to the recipient list. And then every Monday, they will get statistics just for this listing. You, the agent, will get statistics for all of your listings, but if you do it in here, then your agent will get, or sorry, your client will get statistics just for this listing, because you don't want them to see stats on all your listings, just this one. So if you ever want to add someone to your stats, you can do that right here. Okay, guess what? We have just gone through the entire process of making a platinum virtual tour. That's a lot of information. Don't despair. That is our most complicated and complex marketing tool. And remember, a lot of these steps are optional, so you don't have to do them. And really, once you get the hang of it, once you start doing tours, you can do them really fast. I mean, we have a lot of clients who will literally fill in the property details, upload the photos, choose music, and that's it. They're done. You know what? You don't have to do all the stuff in the middle. So if you have a smaller listing, you can even choose, a smaller tour. I mean, this is the platinum. We also have gold, silver, and bronze. A bronze tour is really just a photo slideshow and music, and it's only $10. So if you have a small listing, you can do that as well. So that's a lot of information.
Okay. I'm sorry, Jana. This is Carrie Jo again. Okay, so just I just have a question. So when you hire your photographer, and you said that you get a free virtual tour with your photo session, but so why did we have to go in here and create the virtual tour?
You don't have to. The photographer will create the tour.
This is only if you're using.
No, this is so when you order a photo shoot. Let's say we booked a photo shoot with David. David's going to upload the pictures, and David's going to create the tour for you. And then you'll get an email saying, Hi, Carrie Jo, your tour's done. You don't have to do anything else to it if you don't want to. But David is not going to go in and add captions. He's not going to do your floor plan. He's not going to upload a flyer. He's not going to do branding, SEO, or choose music. He is just uploading photos and publishing the tour. And if that's all you want, you're done. You don't have to do any of this that I just showed you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is just...
If you want to add some extra bells and whistles,
gotcha.
or if you've done the tour by yourself from scratch and you're paying for it.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah. So when we're out of the back end of the tour, we're back on our dashboard page. If I ever want to access my tour, I just go back, click on virtual tours. Here are all of my tours. Here's the one we just worked on. I can just edit it to get back into that back end, and I can make any changes I want. You can always get back into the back end of stuff. Yeah, so you don't have all the stuff I just showed you. If you ordered a professional photo shoot, you don't have to do anything. David he'll upload the pictures. He might even choose music. Some of our photographers go in and just pick music anyway, just because it looks nice. That's it.
But then don't you have to go to what was the tab where you authorize realtor to send it out to different links?
Yes, so that's just it. So like I said, once the tour is completed, it's completed and published, but it's still only live in your Realtor account.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. to get your tour onto your website or onto realtor.com or onto the MLS, you need to do that manually. And we don't do it on your behalf. I don't think we're allowed to, but also we don't do it because we never know when you're ready to put your stuff live. Some of our agents will come in and make their marketing materials a week or two in advance, and their client's not ready for it to be out there on the internet, but they want to have their tour ready to go. We don't want to put it out there live. And then they're like, oh my God, my tour is on the MLS. How did that happen? It's not supposed to be there yet, right? So we let the agent send it out there to the world. We just have it ready for you in your account.
Okay, I have a question, Jana.
Oh, sorry. What?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Let me know. Can I ask it, Carrie Jo?
Yeah, go.
Okay. Say I'm an agent, and this is what I get asked the most. I'm an agent. I'm holding an open house, and I want to send it out to the agents in my territory or my zip code. Okay, so I get on here. I create a flyer with the marketing materials and everything like that. How do I send it to a specific area, territory, or zip code?
Well, your timing is perfect because we're about to go into e-flyers, and I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. I'm sorry, I got ahead of the game, but I'm very interested, and I think most agents want to be able to send it and blast it out, and that's what I need help with.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly where we're going next. So are there any more questions on virtual tour before we go into e-flyer?
Well, just give me your opinion. So when they get a brand new listing, because a lot of my agents, I try to get them to do systems. So if they get a new listing, so your system for a new listing in Realtor is you go in, you order your photo shoot, and then once you wait for your pictures, and then once you get that email with the photos and the virtual tour, then you go in and you customize your virtual tour if you want, or create that e-flyer that you're fixing to show us and blast it out. So that's kind of what you suggest, correct? To get it all done at one time, and then the pictures and everything are in there depending on if they want to send an e-flyer that there's going to be an open house, and they just have to change the caption.
Exactly. Correct? This is the order that you do everything. Photo shoot, then virtual tour, then e-flyer, and then print material if you want to have some print material at your open house.
Okay.
Yeah, it just makes sense. They just flow.
Okay. I'm going to tell you thank you so much, and I have to get off the call. But I want to schedule like I did with you last year, Jana, so I won't take up no more time.
Oh, no worries. And I'm recording this, so I'll send you guys a link to the recorded version too, so you can watch anything that you will have missed at the end.
Perfect. Thanks, Kayla, for setting it up.
Bye, KJ. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so perfect segue. We're going to go into e-flyers. Now, don't despair. The e-flyer process is much faster, and it's easier to do than the virtual tour. The virtual tour is a big one. Okay, so like you guys said, you've got your virtual tour. How do I get my virtual tour out to other agents in a specific area? The best thing to do is to make an e-flyer that you're going to blast out, and your e-flyer is going to link to the virtual tour. So when someone gets an e-flyer, they just click on it and up pops your virtual tour. How do I make an e-flyer? Log into your Realtor account, you're on your dashboard, click on the e-flyer button. Okay? Again, we land on the same page with all of our listings, the ones who already have e-flyers that I've blasted out, the listings that I've created in the system. I maybe have started an e-flyer, but I've never actually blasted one out. Like here's the listing that we made, 123 Tuesday Street, right? I can create a new e-flyer. Maybe I made a listing a long time ago and did a tour, but never did an e-flyer. Here it is here. I can create a new one, okay? Just to save us a bit of time again, let's use the same listing, 123 Anywhere Avenue. This is the one that we just did the virtual tour for. Let's create a new flyer for this listing. So I'm just going to click on Create New. Okay, it brings me into the back end. Okay, now again, just like virtual tours, we have a navigation bar that spans the width of the page. These are all the different steps I go through when I'm making my e-flyer. Now, the reason the system we jumped past the first two right to the library is because this listing has already been created, right? This is the listing that we used for the virtual tour. So if I was to jump back to property details, it's already done. I've already done all of this for the virtual tour. So this is another thing. We never make you repeat things. Once you make a listing in our system, you will never have to do the same listing again. You will never have to type in all this information. You'll never have to upload your pictures. You do it once in one product and it is saved as part of that listing. So now I can go into eFlyers and my stuff is already here because I already did it, right? So it's just a huge time saver. So if we're going to use the navigation bar, property details, done. Existing e-flyers. Now this is if you've already done an e-flyer for this listing. Some people will only ever blast out one flyer. Some people will do one flyer each week. Maybe they'll do it for a month, or maybe they'll do it every other week, in which case they might have a whole bunch of e-flyers sitting in here. We save them in case you want to go in and just edit the e-flyer, change a little bit of stuff and blast it out again, right? Or you may just want to keep it, who knows? Or you can delete it. Either way, these e-flyers that you've already made will be sitting here under existing e-flyers unless you manually delete it, okay? So let's go back to where we were, which was the template library, because we're going to start from scratch. The template library is set up like this. Down on the left, we have all these different categories for different themed templates, right? So we've got some American themed ones, we've got some corporate themed ones, we've got some holiday ones, some lifestyle ones. We've got some that will accommodate multi-listings. Maybe you want to blast out an e-flyer and you've got 4 listings or 6 listings, that kind of thing. You can do that. Okay, let's go into new e-flyers and take a look at this. So these are the new flyer templates. They're really small. I can't see this, right? It's too small for me. But each one has a preview button. I can click on preview and it pops up nice and big, and then I can get an idea of what it will look like. Ah, now I can see it, and this is already populated with information. So I'm like, okay, this is what this e-flyer could look like with all of my stuff in it. So you can go through all the flyers. When you find one that you like, you can just click on select. That's the one I want, and now the system is going to generate the template for me. So now I've gone from the library into the edit template page. Now the great thing about this this system, as I mentioned earlier, because we've taken the time to fill in all of our property details and everything, it is going to auto-populate everything already into my template as much as possible. So there's my address, right? 123 Anywhere Avenue. It was already here. My price is already here. My property description, my headshot, my name and phone number, my logo, everything's already here, right? Like my flyer looks like it's basically done. However, don't despair, you can still edit stuff. Just because stuff is auto-populated doesn't mean you can't. See, if I mouse over, this becomes live. I mouse over this, any of these text fields, I can still mouse over them and change them if I want to. If I want to change some text, I just click. I get a nice pop-up so I can actually see, right? Because the stuff is really small when you're on your computer. Here's the text box editor. Here's my text. I can do some basic editing in here. Now I can delete an entire line of text if I want, right? Or I can add a new line of text, just type it right in. I can highlight my text, and I've got some basic editing. I can center it. I can turn it to bold. I can change the color of it. Here's just some basic colors. I can change the font size if I want to get bigger or slightly smaller, right? So you get the idea. You can do some basic things. Not too much, but you can do a few things. When I'm done, I just hit OK. Every time I make a change, the system is going to render it and show me my change right here in front of me, right? Which is also something that is really nice. Every time I make an edit, I don't have to leave this page to go and look at a proof. I can see the edits happen right in front of me. Okay, so that's really nice. So I've got all of my text in here the way I want it. I can change it like I just showed you. Pictures. Here are all of my pictures. They're already loaded into the system because I'd already uploaded them with my virtual tour. However, if you're just starting with an e-flyer, and you can do that, don't ever think that you have to use all of our products. Some people only use us for e-flyers. They don't make virtual tours with us. They don't order photography. They just come in and make make e-flyers. You can do that if you want, in which case you would upload your images right here, okay? And they would show up in little thumbnails. When I want to use an image, I just click on it and I drag and drop it over into the template, let go, hit refresh. Now it's going to render my picture so it fits nicely and isn't distorted into this template. And there it is. There's my picture. And I can do that for all my image fields, drag and drop my pictures over, okay? Every picture has a little delete button. If I wanted to remove this image, I can either click delete or I can get a new image and drag and drop over top of it and it will refresh with the new image. If for some reason I want to delete an image, I don't want it in there at all, I can also, like let's say, I don't know, maybe I don't want my QR code in here. I can delete the QR code. Okay, it's going to render. It's going to delete the existing image. And now it's just an image field. Now I could drag a different picture over there, or maybe I've got a different logo. Maybe I've got a second logo that I want to drag and drop and have over there, so I can have something else there instead of a QR code. Or maybe I don't want anything here at all. I just want the black background to show through. I can delete the actual image field just by clicking on that, let it render, and it will remove it entirely. Okay? Now it's gone. Now it looks messy, but that's just in case I want to restore the image field. If I was to go to the proof page at the end, you'll see that it's gone. Same thing with any of the text, right? If there's ever text in here that you don't want, maybe I don't want all this text, I can just click on my text editor, select my text, delete it, hit OK. System's going to render. And now my text is gone. If I decide, you know what, I do want text there, I just mouse over and I can click, text editor pops up again and I can add text back. So these are templates. There's not a lot you can do to change the template, right? You're not allowed to change the layout. You can't drag a picture and make it bigger, taller, move it down here. Same thing with the text. You can't drag a text box and move it to the right, to the left. We can't do that, but we do try to give you even just a couple things that you can control. So you can delete an image field, you can delete a text field, that kind of thing. But other than that, we leave the templates, the layouts as they are, and most agents will find one or two favorite templates and they'll use them over and over again. They can come in here, make their e-flyer in minutes, right? It's really quick. It's great, and they're happy with it, okay? So let's just say that we are done in the template editor. We think we've got this the way we want it to be. Next up, I'm going to go to the view proof page. Now it's much bigger. It's basically life size. On this page, I can scroll down. This is my chance to proof my e-flyer. Okay, I always take a minute to say this at this point in the tutorial. I cannot stress enough how important it is to take even 5 minutes and proof this e-flyer, because once you blast it out, you cannot get it back. So if you've made a mistake, and believe me, this happens almost every day, we get a panicked phone call from an agent who has just blasted out an e-flyer to 5,000 people, and there's a mistake in it. They've put the wrong price. It was an open house and they forgot to put the times of the open house. It's just like sending an email. Once you've sent an email to someone with the wrong information, you can't get that email back. You have to send it again. And that just looks bad, sending two almost identical e-flyers like back to back because you made a mistake in the first one. Either way, don't let it happen to you. Take a minute, view the proof. If there's a mistake, you can edit further by clicking here or just jumping back to the edit template. They go to the same place, okay? Fix my edits. Maybe I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost sent this out with the wrong phone number. Fix it. Back to the view proof page. One more fail-safe thing you can do is you can send a proof of this exact image to your client, okay? Click on the client proof, put their email address in here, type a little message, hi Bob, here's the flyer, I want to send it out tomorrow morning. Let me know if you think it's good, if there's anything you want to change, so on and so forth, send the proof. Bob now gets this exact image. He'll get a JPEG of this, so he can look at it and go, oh, it looks awesome, or oh, actually, can you use the other picture of the dining room? I don't like this one, whatever. You can go back in, edit anything Bob wants you to edit, get it perfect, send him another proof. Once it's good to go, we move on to the next step, which is links. This is not as complicated as the links button in the virtual tour. On the links page at the top, the first thing we force you to do is enter a subject line for your e-flyer. Just like when you send an email to someone and you usually type in something in the subject so they know what the email is about, same thing for your e-flyer, you have to do it. Okay, but make sure you type in a subject line that is, enticing. It's going to get the person's attention. It's going to make them want to open this. Keep in mind, you're also mostly sending these to other agents, right? So type in something that agents will understand. Price reduced. I don't know, amazing house in Austin. I'm a terrible typer, so we'll just ignore my typing here, but you get the idea. You guys are the experts. You can type in a really good subject line, okay? But you have to have one. Okay. Down here, you know what? Down here, you have the option of linking your flyer to 3 different links, okay? Now, I should have used, I'm just going to jump back and grab one of my existing flyers because I want to show you guys something. Jump back. Oh, it's a red one. Okay. Sorry. Trying to save us time because we're going over an hour. So let's just say that this is my e-flyer. Okay, I'm on the links page. You can add 3 different links to the actual flyer. Okay, the first link is going to be to view the virtual tour. So most people, when they blast out the e-flyer, they get it in their inbox, they click on it, and then the virtual tour starts to play. So to save you some time, we auto-populate this with your link to the virtual tour that you already made. So remember, we already made the virtual tour for 123 Anywhere Avenue. It's already auto-populated in here for you to save you some time. Okay, now these fields are editable. So I can still click in here and change the name of the link, or like I said, some people only use us for e-flyers. They maybe don't use us for tours. If I have a tour that I've made with another company, I can paste the link for that tour in here as well, okay? It doesn't matter. You don't have to use us for everything. You can just paste a link to your own tour in here if you want. The next 2 links are optional, and you can put whatever you want. Maybe I want to link this to my website, and then I'll enter in my website address. Maybe I want to link this to, welcome to Austin, some kind of city website. I can put in the code for that as well, okay? To do one more proof to make sure these links work, click on Preview eFlyer. You'll get a pop-up right here that shows you, here's my subject line. It's coming from me. Here's the eFlyer itself. Here are the links. I can click on each of these links because they're live and just make sure they actually work and go to the correct website. Because I did an austin.com. There we go. Make sure my website works. Make sure the virtual tour works. Test them out. Make sure they work. This is just a pop-up. When I'm done, I can close my pop-up. I'm back on the page. Okay? So this is how you are going to link your virtual tour to your eFlyer and anything else you want to as well. Okay? If you do not want your eFlyer to link to anything, just delete all of the stuff in here, right? Just leave these empty. It's not a prerequisite. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, you can. Next up, distribution. So this is the most exciting part of this. Okay, you have 2 options to distribute your eFlyer. You can use our Map Blast tool, which is really easy. You select a target area on a Google map, or if you have, your own list of special agents or special clients that you like to send your e-flyers to, you can use your own list of email addresses as well. And you can do both simultaneously in the same blast, right? You don't have to do one or the other, you can do both. So let's use the Map Blast tool. I'll just show you guys. I'm going to click on Map Blast. I get a pop-up window. And right away, our system is going to automatically generate a target area with my listing in the center, just so you can get started. Now, this target area is editable. I can click on it and move it around if I want to get a different area, okay? I can move it back here. Maybe I want a really, really targeted area for this particular listing. I can click on all these little handles. See all these little handles? And I can actually make my little target area smaller, okay? This is a Google map, so I can also use the Google tools and zoom in so I can see better what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, I want this really, really small. Right there, just this little area right here. You may have noticed every time I made a change to this little summary table updates. So I went from having like 700 agents to 140, and my price updates as well. So it's $10.39.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's really, really easy. It just does it right for you. Okay, now I'm going to zoom out. If for some reason you want to do an additional target area, and you don't have to. Most people just do one target area, but if you want to do an additional target area to another part of the city, just click Add Another Target Area, and we will create a new one, a different color. Now I need to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. Maybe I want this target area to be up here. I don't know why. People have reasons. Sometimes listings are, will appeal to a specific area. Maybe I want another target area over here. Again, target area number 2. Oh, there's only 4 agents here. It's only going to cost me 4 cents. Maybe I'll move it down here. 0. Oh, 3. There's only 3. Either way, you get the idea. So you can have as many target areas as you want. You might zoom right out and even go to a different city. You might go down to Houston or something else, right? Anyway, I don't want to get lost here. So you can have as many target areas as you want. As I mentioned, most people will only ever have one. That's the typical. If you ever have a target area that you want to delete, you know what? Oh, I'm not going to bother. Who cares? There's only 3 agents. I can just delete that target area and it's gone. Okay? So when I'm done, I can hit continue. Brings me back to where I was. Okay? 140 agents. Okay, here's the cost. I'm on the summary page, but I'm not done yet. I want to add this. I want to add a few of my personal contacts as well to the blast. Okay, I click on this. On this little pop-up, I can actually physically type in everybody's email addresses, or if I have them on a list or something, I can copy and paste them in here, okay? If I have an Excel spreadsheet, I can save that as a CSV file and upload that, and then all the names will show up in a list. And then, so that I don't have to do this every time I do a flyer, if I want, I can give my distribution list that I have in here a name, like my favorite clients, and I can save that list. So you'll see here, these are all the lists that I have made over time and saved, right? Here's one, Realtor clients. This is an oldie back from 2015. If I scroll down, you'll see these are a whole bunch of Realtor clients from way back in 2015. I can remove one and hit save, right? So you can come in here and edit your lists. You can delete them all together if you don't want them, so on and so forth. This is just a little pop-up window. Okay, you can make a new list. Once you've made a list, they'll be saved in here. And if you always want to send, like I just call this my client gold list, I can just tick. I'm always going to send to my client gold list, and maybe I'm always going to send to this list too. Okay? When you're done, you can hit continue. I think I have broken something. We'll just close that for now. Too much clicking. Here we are back on my distribution page. So I'm sending this to 140 people from my target area. I'm sending it to 6 people from my gold list that I did for a total of 146. Here's my pricing. Okay. Now I'm logged in as a FATCO person. So if you're a FATCO agent, you get 25% discount. There's my discount. So there's my real price with the discount. Here's my subject line. Continue. Continue is just going to add my order to the shopping cart. Once more, I can make sure everything is correct. Got my discount. There's my price with taxes. The minute I pay for this, it will go into the e-flyer queue and start blasting out. Okay? So you can send it to your shopping cart, and maybe you don't want to send it right away. Maybe you want to wait till tomorrow morning. You can leave it sitting in your shopping cart. Just like all of your products, we don't delete things automatically on your behalf. You have to come in and manually delete them. So if there's a mistake with this order, or the client just phoned me and said, don't send the order, I can delete this order out of my shopping cart. That doesn't delete the e-flyer from the system. I can go back into e-flyers, go into my existing e-flyers, right? And it'll be there. I can go back, as you just saw, that when I went through the distribution process, the stuff was already chosen because I was using an e-flyer that I had done before just to save time for you guys. That stuff will all be there again, right? You don't have to do it again from scratch. It'll be there. But once you pay for it, it goes in the queue and then it automatically goes out. Now, some days, Fridays are a really busy day for e-flyers, so sometimes the queue gets bogged up a bit and it might take an hour to go out. But typically it'll go out within 5 or 10 minutes. Now I'm going to delete this because I have in the past sent out a fake e-flyer to a whole bunch of people, and then I got a whole bunch of phone calls I did not want. Okay, bear with me. We are almost done. We have just gone through and done a photo shoot. We've done a virtual tour. We've done our e-flyer blast, which links to our virtual tour. Next up is print material. Print material is really fast because you make your print material the exact same way you make your e-flyer. And I should also mention, once you have blasted out your e-flyer, if you go back into e-flyers or even print material, we will save a PDF version of that flyer in both places so that if you want to print it out to have at your open house without having to go back into the system and recreating it, you can. So if you make an e-flyer and pay for it, we will automatically put that into your print materials as well, because it seems silly to have to make the same flyer twice. You did a digital version, now you want a print version. We're not going to make you create a print version that's identical to the digital version. We will just create a PDF of it and dump it in both places so you can access it however you want, okay? So I'm just going to really, really quickly go through print materials because, as I said, it's basically good to go, right? It's the same as e-flyers. If I want to make print material, I click on print material. Again, I'm on the page with all my listings. To save us some time, let's just choose a listing, the one that we've been working on, and hit create new. The only difference really with e-flyers and print material, for print material, you have some different template types, okay? Again, back end navigation bar that runs across the top, same as all our products. Template type, I've got single-sided flyers, 8.5 by 11, right? Basic standard piece of paper, just like the e-flyer. I can do a double-sided flyer, right? 8.5 by 11, but I've got 2 pages so I can print these back to back. If you want to do a brochure, these are 11 by 17, front and back, and then you fold it in half. So you have like a little booklet. And then we also do postcards, and we have a jumbo size and then a mini size, okay? Let's just say I'm going to do a single-sided flyer. Once again, I jump into the template library, okay? It looks identical to the e-flyer library because it more or less is. Any e-flyer templates, we have just recreated them in the single-sided print material library as well, okay? And you have all these same categories, okay? Find the one you like, hit select. Should we do a different one? Let's select this one. The system is going to create the template. It's going to auto-populate it with as much content as it can, okay? Here I am in the back end, template editor. It's the exact same template editor as the e-flyer. I've chosen a different template. You'll notice that it's auto-populated with my price, my headshot, my logo, all my other stuff. Here are all my pictures. I can drag and drop my pictures over. Hit refresh. Now it's going to render my little flyer here for me so I can see what it looks like. There we go, beautiful. I can do all the same things I did for e-flyer. I can access my text and change it. I can delete any of these pictures I don't want, so on and so forth. Okay, you get the idea. It's totally the same thing. When I'm done, I view a proof, just like I did for the e-flyer, only it's not as dire because you're not blasting this out, but you don't want to send, this to your printer and get 300 copies and there's a big mistake in it, right? So again, take a minute to proof it, send a proof to your client, just like with e-flyer, okay? You can always jump back and edit it further, okay? If you're done, if it looks good, the client has signed off on it, complete the order. So unlike e-flyers, this is a piece of print material. We are not blasting this out digitally to anybody. The whole point of making this flyer was so that we could download a PDF of it and print it to have at our open house. So if you want to print it, your options are to download a PDF, save it on your computer, take it wherever you want. Maybe you print it at home. Lots of agents have printers at home and they'll print 10 or 15 copies. You can save it onto a flash disk, take it to Staples or Office Depot. Okay, if you have a printer that you use, you can also place your order just by entering your printer's email address and then type in the message. Hi, Bob, please print 250 full color copies of this flyer. Order print. The email will go to Bob, your printer, with the print quality PDF attached. Okay, so that is all you are going to do with your print stuff. We're not blasting it out because it's print, right? You just download the PDF of it. Okay, so super, super easy. Jumping back to the dashboard. All right, guess what? Ooh, an hour and 20 minutes, but we made it. We have gone through the 4 big products that our agents use, okay? These are the big ones. And as we discussed just before we went into this, the best order when I'm teaching someone is to do it in the order I just showed you guys. Makes sense to get your pictures, finalize your virtual tour, blast out an e-flyer advertising the virtual tour, and then do some print material if you want to have at your open house. These are the 4 big ones you're going to do. Okay? So that's a long session and it's a lot of information. I understand that. But as you noticed, a lot of the stuff we did was really repetitive, right? And we do that on purpose so that once you get the hang of making one of our products, it's pretty easy to make the rest of them because the layouts are the same, the navigation is the same, the system is the same. You just have one account, all your stuff is saved in your account. If you ever need to get into it, even if it's old, you can always go in and access an e-flyer you sent 6 months ago. If you don't manually delete it, it will still be there. Okay? So that is our system, and that is today's tutorial. So if anybody has any questions, fire away, or feel free to email me later if you think of something later. And as I said, I've recorded the session, so I will post a recording of it onto YouTube and send the link to Kyla, and I think I have Carrie Jo's email too. So I'll send a link to you guys once it's on YouTube, and you can distribute it to any of your agents that might want to watch it.
Jana, thank you so much. That's awesome. I have a quick question. Do you recommend me registering the agents that are in attendance today, or should they sign up themselves? And can you explain the discount that everybody will be receiving?
Okay, so there's really no, you can sign them up if you want, or they can sign themselves up. It's really easy. If the agents want to sign themselves up, the easiest way is to go to the FATCO Houston site. Let me just get that in there. If you go to the FATCO Houston site, you'll notice right here on the home page there's a Real Tour button. So you can click on that. If you already have an account, you can log in. You can always log in here from FATCO's site. If you don't, click on Register Now. Okay. All you need to do is enter your email address, which is going to be your login for your new account, and then select your sales rep from the list of people here, right? Okay, there's Kyla, if you're choosing Kyla. Okay, so I'm just going to choose myself. Let's just do a fake one right now. Let's do Bob at fake.biz. All right, so let's say Bob is an agent and he wants to create an account. So he's gone to FATCO. He's entered his email address. He's chosen me to be his sales rep. He hits continue. Okay, you fill in your name, first name, last name, make up a password for your account, and hit create account. That is all you do to create your account. Now, our system knows that you are coming from FATCO, and because you have chosen a FATCO rep, our system knows all this in the back end. We automatically give all of the FATCO reps clients a 25% discount on our products. Every product except the photo shoots. And that's just because the photographers are not direct employees of ours, they're contract photographers. So you can book a photo shoot. You won't get the 25% on that, but if you do an e-flyer blast, you do print material, you do any other product with us, you will get a 25% discount. Remember when I went through the process of sending an e-flyer and I showed you that there was a 25% discount in there? The discount shows up when you get to the invoice part. Okay, so it's just automatically applied to you because you are a FATCO agent who belongs to a FATCO rep. Now, the other way to sign up people, Kyla, if you want to sign up people yourself, when you log into your account, you're going to have a little admin drop-down menu. Now, I have a whole bunch of options. You are only going to have sign up a client and search my clients. So if you want to sign up your agents, just click on sign up a client, and it's the exact same process. You would enter their email address, you would choose yourself from the drop-down list, and then the next page you would put in their name. You can make up a password for them. I usually just use their first name and then let them know because they can always come in later under my account and change their own password to something else. So either you can sign them up from your account, you've got the drop-down menu, or you can direct your clients to the FATCO website where they can create their own accounts.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Is that it for
Any
everybody?
other questions?
Okay, great. All right, well, I will stop the recording. I'll post it and I will send you guys an email link later to watch it.